How you doing, everybody? It is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020, and this is American Carnage. So great to have you with us today. Hope you're safe and sound and healthy. If I could have gotten our time machine working, which supposedly that guy Raleigh Williams is working on a time machine, and he promises once he gets it working, he'll bring it back here. If I could take you back in a time machine to 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 months ago, and told you what would be going on, you wouldn't believe it. You would say, no, that's impossible. We could never stoop that low. Well, we're stooping. The entire country is doing squats. And it's just making bigger asses of all the people in charge. But that's not why we're here. We're here for mirth and merriment and to celebrate the dope of the day. This one is a... doesn't really need much of a setup. Here. Where is it? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? What the heck? Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, that.
Well, you probably know what this is. Maybe you've even used one. But apparently college kids are putting the hose where it doesn't belong. If you want to know the term for it, it's at the bottom of your screen. But it's basically an alcohol enema. And it's not only stupid, it's dangerous. A 20-year-old college student was rushed to a Tennessee hospital after doing this. He got alcohol poisoning and he wasn't even drinking. His blood alcohol content was 0.40 after his frat buddies were finished pouring booze where the sun don't shine. The Pi Kappa Alpha House has been suspended by the University of Tennessee for 30 days.
I don't know what is more funny in this dope of the day, that this dope would actually do this. He was fine, by the way, eventually. Didn't sit down for a long time. And now every time he sits down in a bar, his head hurts. He was fine. And I don't know what that he was dumb enough to do that, or that prissy school mom report from that reporter. She wouldn't even say butt chugging. She just had to point to it. Just point to it. Like Carol, like on some game show lady. Oh, that was hilarious. That's who we're sharing the continent with, folks. Luckily, there's a lot of people with a lot of creativity. Creativity in captivity is flourishing all over America, and it doesn't get any better than this. In the middle of this pandemic, where the hell is it? There it is. Wait a minute. Oh, what did I do? There we go. In the middle of this pandemic, in the middle of all this unrest, the Trump campaign sent out an ad to buy official Trump coloring books, because you don't want to buy the Chinese knockoffs, which officially is where Trump makes all his stuff anyway. But you don't want to buy the Chinese coloring books because they're Chinese. So you get the official President Trump coloring book. I don't know how many other presidents had coloring books. James Madison wrote a book, wrote the Constitution. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. George Washington wrote his farewell address. Lincoln wrote the Gettysburg Address. FDR wrote, "We have no fear but fear itself." Kennedy wrote Profiles in Courage. And Ich bin ein Berliner. George Bush, 1,000 Points of Light. This president wrote a coloring book. And they're selling it on a website. Because there's only 600 left. You better hurry. And it comes with a box of crayons. They're all white. Matter of fact, that image behind the cover of the coloring book is not a blank page. That's a finished page of this particular coloring book. Yeah. First Lady Melania Trump was putting it up on the fridge at the White House earlier today. This is from my little guy. Oh, really? Barron did that? No. Some days I just don't. I don't feel like doing a show because there's too much crazy crap going on. But we're doing this one, and luckily we have video clips from days when I actually really did feel like doing a show, and we'll take a look at some of those when we come back right after this. If you're a millennial that likes to hug, laugh on a boat, lift tiny weights, and catch things in slow motion, White Claw is the summer booze for you. Astronauts drink it, and bowlers love it. With flavors like these, it's always White Claw time. You don't need to know how to make it to know how to drink it. White Claw, the drink that you drink when you don't want to get drunk, but you want to drink. White Claw in a bear paw is a good time all the time. Please guzzle responsibly. B. Blondel. Do I like the Chicago? Of course I like the Chicago Bears. I like the Bears. I like the Cubs. Did I mention that I like salmon? Yeah, I do. I was actually supposed to throw out the first pitch at Wrigley Field on opening day this year, and that got canceled. Not happy about that. You see these celebrities all the time throwing out the first pitch. They finally called me and offered it to me. Come, throw out the first pitch. Sure, I said. Canceled. Meanwhile, every time you look up, it's Joe Montaigne throwing out the first pitch. That guy has thrown it out 25 times, and every time I see him, he rubs it in my face. All over Hollywood, people saying, oh, Joe Montaigne, what a nice guy. What a sweet man. What a great family man. Bullshit. All he does is rub that in my face. Every time he throws out the first pitch at Wrigley Field, he texts me a picture of him on the mound. Then he texts me a picture of him talking to Kerry Wood. Text me a picture of him taking batting practice with the guys. I get it, Joe. You're famous. Got to rub it in my nose all the time. And then the one time I'm supposed to throw out the first pitch, get the virus. Not that I'm bitter. Not bitter at all. Joe's earned every single first pitch that he's ever thrown out. I mean, does he have to shove it in my face? I don't know. I mean, no. But that's, everyone thinks he's a nice guy. I'm just saying, there's a kink in his armor. Little kink in the armor that he doesn't publicize. No one knows about it except me. And now you. There are not a lot of funny bears. Yogi's in retirement. Boo Boo, great sidekick, but I mean, would you go see? It's like going to see Frank Sinatra Jr. Is it a show? Yeah. Is it probably a Groupon and not a full price ticket? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. So there aren't a lot of competition for me as far as funny bears go. So I'm happy to be at the top of the funny bear list right now. But the rough part about being on top is there's always some young cub coming along, nipping at your heels, trying to knock you off the perch. So that's why I do this every day, to stay sharp. Believe it or not, this is me, sharp. Right now, you're hanging out with me here live on Twitch Sunday night. Normally, we'd all be watching television or going out to dinner with friends or Netflix and chilling. Huh? How about that? You remember that? Remember how fantastic that was? You don't even have to, it's like calling up GrubHub for a date. Yeah, come on over. We'll watch Netflix. I've got some popcorn and half of a pizza from Friday night. And then whatever's going to happen. Back in my day, when I started dating, you had to put out effort. You had to expend energy to get laid. Not anymore. Literally, you don't even have to speak to the person. It's crazy. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, for the lazy Lothario, it's fantastic. Life goes on. People are having babies and practicing to have babies. This is one of the times I'm glad that I'm single, because I could be with me by myself all day long, because quite frankly, I'm delightful. My one regret in life is that I'm not a friend of mine so that I can hang out with me and be entertained by my hijinks and laughables. Being me, it's exhausting. Being one of my friends, what a delight. Florida, get your heads out of your asses. There's no nice way to say it. We've all seen the video of people partying their asses off on the beaches in Florida, drinking, partying. Now, I understand college students, they're morons. They're 20 years old. They think they're going to live forever. They're out there having a good time. But they wouldn't have been able to be out there if the beaches had all been closed. I think Florida was a little slow in closing the beaches because they wanted to make a little scuttle. You know what I'm saying? Make a little bit of money. Then after spring break, suddenly they're going to find their conscience and conscience and shut everything down. It's not a coincidence that the Bermuda Triangle is near Florida. These spring breakers, you're right, Hellflower. They're going to go home with all the bugs they picked up, all the virus they picked up. They're going to go hug their grandparents, and grandparents are going to kick it. So, grandparents, if you're watching, first of all, amazing that you found Twitch and learned how to operate it. So, points to you. If you're watching, grandparents, do not hug your grandchildren. They're Trojan horses, bringing into your lives a virus that could be potentially very, very dangerous for you. So keep them in the hallway, look at them through the peephole, and keep all your Werther's candy to yourself. This too shall pass. It may be a couple weeks, but in the grand scheme of things, what's that? It'll be something that we can all look back on. It's like the first time you wet your pants in school, right? You're in second grade or first grade, you go up to the board, you get nervous, and you get crap about it for a while. And then years later, at the reunions, you laugh about it because you see that all the people that were making fun of you back in the second grade are now fat, bald, and ugly. And that feeds that deep part of you that wishes ill to people who don't like you. I'm not saying it's a wonderful part of your personality or any personality, but we all have it. It's not ennui. It's not, what's the word? There's a word for it, and it's French, and no one ever uses it. And it's difficult to pronounce, so people don't say it out loud. Is it ennui? I think it is ennui. Is it on? Someone Google that. Is it ennui, what I'm talking about? No, it's the German one. Schadenfreude. That's it. Schadenfreude. Totally different from ennui. Ennui, Frank Sinatra sang about ennui. Sinatra never sang about Schadenfreude, right? Wayne Newton did that. Schadenfreude, la la la, Schadenfreude was a huge hit for him when he was young. Explain to me why plastic straws are evil. I don't get that. Because personally, me, paper straws, I would one of those, and then I lose the suction. And then I got the soda all over my fur, and it gets very sticky. Stuff sticks to me. It's no good. Silicone straws, right? Because you can wash them. You don't have to throw them away, right? The plastic ones, the fish and the turtles, they're going to choke on them anyway. Or you know what? Just drink out of the glass. What's the big deal about drinking out of a glass? That's what the glass is for. Unless you're 2 years old and you're sucking out of a sippy cup, a glass, you pick it up, you drink it. It's easy. Straw, it's an easy way out. Easy way out. I say, butch it up. Drink out of a cup. I don't know who the hell you are, Evelyn, but you believe me. You think it sounds sexy to pour soda all over my fur and lick it up, but in reality, it's like spilling paint on a sweater and then licking it. I think it's a better fantasy than the reality would be. I've tried to suck soda out of my own fur, and believe me, you're picking hair out of your teeth for weeks. Plus, I don't drink soda anymore. It gives me gas. Yeah, I can only drink flat liquids and honey, obviously. Flat liquids, anything with carbonation. You do not want to be there, when the Buffalo bell blows, because I've seen it pull. I've seen it like strip the paint off a cave painting. If I put it on my Bumble, bear looking for a hot lady to lick soda off his fur, you think that would get me? Yeah, actually, in Los Angeles, that would probably be very popular. But in the regular world, that's weird. Who would volunteer to lick fur? a strange bear that they don't eat. And what's soda? What if you don't like Fanta and that's what I'm drinking today? What if it's root beer or ginger ale or a Malort? Anybody know what Malort is? It's this, I guess it's a liquor. It's predominantly drunk in Chicago, and it literally tastes like if you took a monkey's ass and soaked it in pine salt for like a week and then drank the liquid. That's what Malort tastes like. Yeah. Here in Los Angeles, Uncle Clumpy, there's lots of freaks here. Thank God. I have had no problems in my life finding beautiful, attractive human females to date in a serially monogamous way. I'll tell you what I tell all these ladies. Once you go bare, you always go there. Woo! That's true. I'm assuming in 9 months, there's going to be a huge spike in new babies and new divorces. Imagine that. Because we all have the friends that, the husband or the wife leaves the room and they roll their eyes and like, oh boy, yeah. If I knew how to fix the brakes, I would. It would be hell, Uncle Clumpy, to be married to someone right now that you didn't like, that you were just tolerating up to this point because you could leave and go to work 10 hours a day, and then you come home and hey, how was your day? Great, eat a little food, you go to sleep. That's the lives of people. Lots of people who, don't want to get divorced or are just in a loveless, horrible relationship. And now there's nowhere to hide. There's no work to go to. There's no one else you can talk to. You're stuck staring at that person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh, that would be awful. Wouldn't it be? It would be horrible. Let me get rid of all that. Wait, what am I doing? That would be horrible. Well, it's hard doing these goofy shows right now. But back then it was easy because this hadn't happened yet. All we had was a friendly neighborhood pandemic. Lighthearted, like a rom-com. Now we're living in a post-apocalyptic hell. But glad you tuned in. Hope you have a great day. And until tomorrow, I'm Boffo the Bear. And you gotta love me.